Hello. And we're back. Thanks for joining today. And I am excited to keep going on Pokemon Yellow here. We are on Nugget Bridge. And for those who know, you know exactly what this means. We have a couple more battles left. Let's see where we left off. I actually don't really remember. Ah, yes, Keith Angel. Perfect. You know, I was thinking today how this channel kind of tries to celebrate the magic of video games, so to speak, that I talk about a lot. And I feel like people don't really think about video games as like an artistic medium enough, and Pikachu just got rocked. And I think that's not quite right, because video games can be just as moving, or, oh my lord, thing's gonna just destroy everybody. They can be just as, so close. Just as moving as any movie or anything. I should have just gone for confusion, because now I might miss, and it did. Oh, okay, good. They can be just as moving as any movie or book or any other artistic medium that you can think of. They just might be a little bit different. Even this, like, something that is clearly made for children, or was made for children, people don't really think about the fact that it was made by adults, and there's still like really cool themes going on and really cool story beats going on, even if they're kind of more subtle. And the great thing about video games is that you can experience it as you go. You're literally on a journey. Nothing else can really give you that feeling that you're really on the journey that I love so much. Okay, so here we're at the end of Nugget Bridge. You beat our 5 contest trainers. You earned a fabulous prize. And there's our Nugget. But then this guy is just like, oh, by the way, you want to join the mob? It's really fun. We're dedicated to evil. What do you say, man? I'm telling you to join. Oh yeah, and then you have to fight him. It's literally like, hey, do you wanna join Team Rocket? We're an evil organization. How's that sound to you? Do you enjoy evil? Is that something you're interested in? Very sketchy. We're not gonna do Hanky. Oh, actually we will, because I forgot that we taught our boy Mega Punch, which is actually a very strong move for this point of the game. Oh. But Rap is not good. Okay. Okay, I'm faster. That is excellent, because it could really abuse that Rap and just keep us trapped forever. Nice! And that is what we like to call a high roll. Ah, Karate Chop, great. This move is also one that was broken in Generation 1. It's a normal move. You would think it'd be a fighting move, but it's a normal move. And I think it's just supposed to have like a high critical hit ratio, where it could be more likely to get a critical hit. But in Generation 1, it's just like always going to be a critical hit, basically. And I'm really dedicated to getting our Gyarados here. It's going to be a really triumphant moment when that finally happens. Okay. Yeah, Zubat's not going to really have much to do to our Butterfree over here. Sorry, I just misplaced my water for a second. Unless it does annoying stuff like that. There we go. Yeah, 85 experience is not a whole lot. Wow, his hand is really weird. He's got his whip, but he's like... Ah, yes, you're right. You're so right. But I'm not. Because I'm not a meanie. So there is something this game... I don't know if we're going to use them. But I do want to show off to you. That's pretty cool. And is kind of one of the main conceits of this game. Does Pikachu like me yet? Okay, he's happy. He's happy. So if you go in here, in the anime, Ash ends up getting a Bulbasaur, which is one of the original starters from Red and Blue, or Red and Green. And in this game, you get all of the starters as gifts, like throughout the story, and they all kind of come kind of clumped up in kind of this part. So Bulbasaur is being nursed back to health by this lady, and if Pikachu likes you enough, she'll give you Bulbasaur there. So Pikachu must not like me enough. I am kind of letting it die a lot, so maybe I can use it a little bit more, just so we can get Bulbasaur. But also, up here on Nugget Bridge, as I'll show you, past Nugget Bridge, in the anime, there is a real b-hole guy that abandoned his Charmander. In the game, this guy is just saying that he doesn't want it anymore. He's saying he's not good at raising Pokemon, but in the anime, the guy is really, really a dick. Oh, I accidentally said no. There we go. So we just get a Charmander. And we're going to call this bad boy. I'm going to call it, just call him Char. Because I don't know if we're going to use him or not, but let me show you. Charmander's this guy. A little fire lizard. So cute. Charmander eventually evolves into Charizard, probably... at this point, the most popular Pokemon ever, I would think. What's TM45? It is Thunder Wave. Okay, Pikachu already knows Thunder Wave, so we don't need to teach him that. And down here, yes, we have a trainer. Let's see what they have. We'll use Pikachu, so maybe we can get good old Bulbasaur. Yeah, so I want to kind of work our way through this top route so we can go see Bill and possibly get into some Misty's gym stuff. We should have time. Again, thank you for joining me today. Oh, that's terrible. Okay, so never mind on Pikachu getting experience this fight. But... yeah, so I talked about this a little bit when I started. I decided to call this channel Silver Cave Gaming, just kind of as an extension of me and an extension of my music project, Silver Cave. And I have Silver Cave Band up there, because that's what we are on any social media, Silver Cave Band. And when I say we, I mean me. There's been a lot of iterations of the band throughout the years. I've had a couple guys in the band as players, and you know, people kind of move on. And when I first started, I was in California, so a lot of those guys still live there, and I still love them. They're still buds. But right now it's just me, and I am working on producing my own music. I'm definitely getting better with it. I am trying to just continue to get better with each release, and I am working on some stuff right now, and I'm working on remixing some stuff that I have done previously, which I'm really excited about. And I wanted this to kind of be a companion to that project, because I kind of view that project... I don't know why I went over there. Oh, actually, I'll put away Thunder Wave. I kind of view that project as an extension of my heart, really. And that's kind of one of my main artistic goals, is to just, you know, kind of share my heart with people and hope that they can maybe better understand me and the person I am and the person that I was through what I've created and what I've done. And this is just a way to share some of the things that I have loved to consume in my life, some of the media that I've loved to consume. I'm really interested in that idea, because I think the media that we consume tells a lot about us as people. And again, that's just, the people who created that media. It was an extension of their heart when they created it, and everyone is kind of connected in that way. So yeah, that's the main conceit with Silver Cave, my project, and pretty much any artistic or forward-facing project that I work on. Because at the end of the day, it may seem a little bit silly, but like Pokemon Yellow and the franchise in and of itself is like a really big part of my life's story, honestly. Which seems kind of, I don't know, excessive, but it's pretty much true. It's pretty much true. And the story of our lives are made up of a lot of little things like that. The things you love. I don't remember if Low Kick has a chance to miss or not. That might have been what they call a Gen 1 miss. Alright, Keith Angel, 7 levels left. Yeah, I can't tell if this is like the shadow, like under his chin, if that's supposed to be like the shadow below his chin, or if that's supposed to be a beard. Who's to say? They really leave that up for interpretation. Just another great piece of art hidden within this game. So there are a lot of trainers out here too, because this leads to our buddy Bill's house. I'll switch in Charmander, because I don't really care if Charmander gets knocked out. He'll kind of be our next guy. Charmander is a fire Pokemon, obviously, and Ember is the first fire move we've had access to thus far. Yeah, and the thing about this game is that they give you these really good Pokemon, like, completely for free, you know? So let's bring in Birdie. So you can kind of, like, very easily have a really good team to take on the game with. Yes, Spearow is what we're looking for to use Pikachu. I just want to use Pikachu just enough to get our boy Bulbasaur on board. Okay. I don't know. Okay, we're getting leered a couple times. I don't know if we'll be able to survive another hit. Oh, nice! And now we'll outspeed. Yes! Clutch paralysis. Love that. Good work, Pika. Yeah, and we don't really realize how positively deep in our bones some of this stuff is. You don't really understand when you're young just how consequential some of these things that you consume are. Because there are a couple Pokemon up here that I kind of want to see if we can catch. Or at least one, I remember. There's Oddish. That's another grass type, as you can see, because it looks like a little thing with grass on its head. I'm specifically looking for one called Bellsprout, if we can find Bellsprout. There! I love Bellsprout. I've always told my wife that she reminds me of a Bellsprout. Because they're both very kind of lanky and wild. Yeah, because I'm thinking I might want to try to use a Bellsprout for this playthrough. I'm not sure. I think we only have 2 Pokeballs, so we don't have very many chances to catch this thing. There we go. And devours them, my goodness. You know what? I was just talking about my wife. Emily is my wife's name, but I think this is funnier. We'll pick that up. I would like to use Bellsprout in this playthrough, I think. Especially now that Bellsprout is my wife. Which is classic. And Bellsprout will actually be very useful against Misty, because water types are good against, or grass types, I should say, are good against water types. Let's see. Yeah, I don't, crap, I need to heal again. I don't remember if I've really ever used a Bellsprout in this game, or the last time I did anyway. So we'll see if maybe Pikachu likes me enough to get this Bulbasaur. Hold on, I think there might be like a glitch in this game. Let me try it, because I think if you just give Pikachu potions, it says it won't have any effect, but I think if you do this enough times, it will like raise its happiness. I'm gonna try doing this like 5 times. Let's see if that worked. No, it didn't. How about that? I know nothing about this game. Let's see. So maybe if I just let Pikachu die less, I think that'll be the play. We'll begin with Keith Angel so I can switch train a little. So, I don't know where y'all live. Sorry, I'm wiping my nose. But it is a sunny day here where I live. It's just a sunny, beautiful Saturday. I work during the week, so I have today off. And I have always found that I have absolutely loved, specifically like a sunny Saturday morning is one of the best times to enjoy a video game. I think I just did it a lot when I lived with my parents back in the day, and it just feels right at home for me. It's very nostalgic, but something about it just feels great. And you see here, this is actually really cool to see, because this guy has an Onix. Brock's main Pokemon, his ace, is an Onix. But now just some random dude has one. Because as you get further in the game gives you more tools to deal with them. Like, for example, we have our boy, or our girl, Bellsprout here. Or person, Bellsprout here. And if you just hit Onyx with a Vine Whip, oh boy, this should be a one-hit KO just about every time. There you have it. So now you have a new tool to deal with what was previously like a kind of scary boss Pokemon. Which is just excellent and just fun. Excellent and fun. And I was kind of talking about how the story in this game can be a bit more subtle. A lot of the other Pokemon games, especially as the franchise went on, really went more heavily into story. And obviously there is a story to this game, but it's kind of more hidden in the background. And there's actually some really cool things that I could point out later. Dang it. I don't want Pikachu to die. I guess we don't have to get Bulbasaur because we're going to use Bellsprout anyway. Oh, hey! Hello! I couldn't read that because it's too small. I need to make that bigger at some point. Hold on. Let me do that now. But thank you! Where are you? You're somewhere. There you are. Oh, I'll just make that bigger. We'll see how that goes. So I can do that next time. Okay. But thank you. Let's see. Where was I? Something's happening. Slowpoke. Let's do it. Oh, as I was saying, there is just something about the story in this game that is just way more subtle than a lot of the other Pokemon games, especially some of the like newer ones where you just kind of get really big epic stakes. And this game was designed to definitely be more of like a low-key, kind of warm, more small adventure. I mean, yeah, you're kind of taking on the mob with Team Rocket, but in later Pokemon games you're dealing with like world and reality altering stakes. They just get really big with it. So this game is always like a warm blanket. And this is Slowpoke. This is actually a really good Pokemon, and it is cleaning our clock right now, because this will kill Bellsprout. Bellsprout is part poison, by the way, so that confusion really hurts. Yeah, I think I'm going to try to put this guy to sleep with Caterpie. Excellent. Okay, a one-turn sleep. That's great. Let's try again. Okay. Perfect. And then we got to be careful because Mankey can get really messed up by confusions as well, because Psychic is good against fighting. But, oh, let's try Karate Chop. But if he's asleep, he can't hurt us. And unlike Butterfree, where we've been using Confusion at this time, Slowpoke is an actual Psychic-type Pokemon, so it can make use of that same type attack bonus. Oh yeah, we really spread the experience around on that one. I gotta go back and heal. Yeah, our squad is presently constituted is pretty weak against Psychic types. But you'll have that. Yeah, like I said, Psychic is a type that's kind of one of those boss types in this game. I said that in a previous episode. That, and we will encounter the Ghost type later in the game. We had someone in the chat talking about Annihilate, because in the very newest games that came out in, I think 23 or 22, I guess it was 22, there was a new evolution of Mankey, which we have, but that's the ghost type. That's like part ghost. And in the new games, they really have a lot of Pokemon with that type. But in the old games, or this game specifically, the first game, there was only one evolutionary line that had that type. So it was like super novel and super special. And just another one of the interesting design choices that the developers made. Oh yeah, that's not gonna hit at all. Yeah, double kick is a fighting type move, and we could have captured a Nidoran male earlier to help deal with Brock if we needed to. Because really in this game, because Pikachu can't hurt his Pokemon very much, we used Mankey as one of the checks to Brock's rock type Pokemon. But you can also use Nidoran male with its fighting type double kick. It's also a good choice. But for a lot of first-time players, they'll probably just come in with Pikachu and Pidgey and Caterpie and just have no chance against Brock, and they kind of have to go back to the drawing board. I guess that could have been cool to show that Brock fight without Mankey and with Mankey. That could have been cool. Just to kind of illustrate how absolutely horrible it could go if you don't have the right matchup, and how absolutely great it could go if you do have the right matchup, because I believe I said it earlier, we destroyed that man. We sent him packing. Packing in his own gym. Yes, wife is gonna be my rock killer. Oh yeah, we have rap too, which is great. Because if we're faster than anything, we will kill them very easily. Yes, we're gonna keep switch training with Keith Angel. This is gonna be gorgeous. And again, Defense Curl raises regular defense. Grass type uses special attack or goes against special defense. So that defense raise meant nothing. It means nothing, Geodude. You've gained no ground in this fight. There we go. Double level. Let's do it. Oh! Let's see. Machop this time. Let's see if Birdie can get in here. I want to get Birdie a few more levels. An interesting thing about these games, or any Pokemon game really, is that we should be able to live another one. I'm gonna see. Don't kill me. Okay, great. I think we should be able to kill it here. Oh no! Oh! Okay, good. I sure was saying something, but I think I lost it. So sorry. That happens to me all the time, though. I can be a pretty forgetful person. There we go. Easy peasy. So here's going to be a nifty little trick that I'll show off here. I'm going to use some of my potions, because I don't want to go back to the Pokemon Center again. So this guy, that little tree up there that looks different from all the rest, that is a cut tree. And a little bit later in the game, you'll gain the ability to cut that down, and you'll be able to access the new area. And that'll be, you know, something that's very important as you go. But this guy, when he walks out to fight you, he moves from where he's standing, obviously, and gives you, holy crap, that did a lot, because it was a critical hit, and gives you the opportunity to walk behind him and grab the item back there. Yes, we are going to switch train here. Ah, yes, this is the area past Nugget Bridge. Thank you. Yes, Keith Angel. We are really plugging away at Keith Angel. Thanks for joining us. I was saying when we started this game, I really had a strong theme planned where I wanted to use Ash's rejects, like the Pokemon that he releases in the anime. But I think at this point, I'm just going to use what I want. Because, for example, we're using our boy Keith Angel. Hold on, let me get back here and grab this TM19. I actually don't know what that is. Oh, I think I do, actually. I think it's a really good one. But we got this Bellsprout, and I called her wife because she reminds me of my wife. TM19, Mom, is, you might be thinking Fire Red, Leaf Green. That is a game I want to play on here as well, because this is Seismic Toss. Who can learn Seismic Toss? Anybody? Oh yeah, Mankey. I'll hold on to it. We'll see if it can become useful. But I do want to play Fire Red and Leaf Green on the channel here, because I kind of have, like, an ideal order where if someone came up to me and said, Trent, I really want to start playing Pokemon. I want to see what it's all about. I want to really give it a try, and, you know, give me, like, the best games to play. Give me like a handful of games that would be the best ones. Fire Red and Leaf Green would probably be the first one I tell them to play, even though ironically we're playing Yellow right now. Just because it means a lot to me, and it was kind of the original of the original generation. I think for a first-time player, Fire Red and Leaf Green could be great because there are a lot more of those quality of life things. Fire Red and Leaf Green, by the way, is a remake of the Gen 1 games, of the original games. And it happened during Generation 3. So there are just a lot of quality of life things that they have in those games that these games do not. And it could be a turn-off to new players if you were going to play yourself. But for me, I don't mind the flaws that these games have because I kind of view them with rose-colored glasses, huh? But in the ideal order, you'd start Fire Red and Leaf Green, followed by Heart Gold and Soul Silver, which is a remake of the Generation 2 games. Then you'd go into Pokemon Emerald, followed by Pokemon Platinum. Those games, in that order, is like the ideal Pokemon experience. And if someone was just like, I want to know what it's all about, I want to experience kind of like the best the series has to offer, those are the four I would tell them to play in that order. Because even though you have remakes in there, those are the first four generations. Oh, predictions for Pokemon Day announcement. When is that? Like the 27th, right? Like end of the month? I think that they are probably going to announce... I think they're probably going to announce whatever the next games are going to be. I don't think it will be Generation 10 yet. Because Scarlet and Violet Generation 9 just came out pretty recently. Now, I remember when those games got announced, it was kind of a surprise, so we'll see. But I think they're going to do some sort of remake, probably having to do with the Generation 5 games, Black and White, or having to do with the Generation 2 games, which would make me absolutely delighted, because I think if you look in my description, my favorite video games of all time are Generation 2, Pokemon Gold, Silver, and Crystal. And I guess to add to that ideal Pokemon order, a bonus 5th game I would ask anyone to play would be Pokemon Legends Arceus, which was a game that pretty recently released on the Switch. Generally recently, a couple years ago now, I think. And it's just such a cool departure for the franchise that they hadn't really done before. And what are we going to do here? Let's do just gotta poop. And it was kind of like set in the past and had like a lot of really cool different dynamics and a lot of really cool different like vibe and mechanic changes that were so cool, and a really great departure for what they have been doing. And my true hope, I don't know if this would be like the most accurate prediction, but my true hope would be that they would do kind of like another Pokemon Legends game for Generation 2 or Johto. That would be my hope. But we'll see. We'll see. I'll get Pikachu on this action here, on the Pidgey. Oh yeah, Pikachu, you can do this. So yeah, I think it'll have something to do with that. But there is also a lot of possibility that it could be, you know, a Pokemon Legends game for the 5th generation. It could be a remake of the 5th generation, because that's the only like classic generation of Pokemon that has yet to get a remake of some kind. So it'll probably be something in that vein, one of those things. We're gonna get rid of Growl. There you go, Pika. Alright. Let's switch train with Keith Angel once more. But yeah, we're plugging away at Keith Angel over here. Oh, my... Ah, yes. My money's on a dual announcement. Let's go Togepi, let's go Wooper. I have heard that. I have seen that as like a potential leak. And for those of you that don't know, on the Switch they did Pokemon Let's Go Eevee and Let's Go Pikachu, which was like another remake of Generation 1 that was meant to play on some of the Pokemon Go mechanics and kind of capture that audience. So a Pokemon, like a Let's Go Togepi, Let's Go Wooper would be like the Generation 2 version of that. So I don't know if they're going to do that, just because I don't think Pokemon Go is as popular as it was when it kind of exploded onto the scene. I mean, I could certainly... Oh, Keith Angel learned Tackle, so our Magikarp can actually attack now, which is great. So I don't know if they're going to do that another Let's Go game. Legends Kyurem, yes, Mom, that is like the Generation 5 Legends game that I was talking about. I could definitely see them doing that. And I think that would be really cool, because I think there's a lot of cool kind of like lore and background that they don't that they don't cover in the original games. Thanks, Mom! Thanks for stopping in. Appreciate you. So much. So much I appreciate you. So here, this is why we had to come out here. This is Bill's house. Sea Cottage. Bill lives here. I like to think Bill put that sign up. And just to let everyone know that he lives there. And he's kind of like a Pokemon expert. Well, when you come in here, Pikachu's like, huh? Classic. We have a Pokemon, but is it? No! I'm not joshing you. I screwed up an experiment and got combined with a Pokemon, which I don't know how you do that, especially in 98. But yes, we have to do this cell separation thing. In another different kind of game or movie, this would be there'd be a lot of body horror going on here. So then all we got to do is press the button, save our boy Bill. There he is. Pikachu's like, what the hell? He's a real boy again. Yes. So Bill gives you the SS ticket. And that's something that we're going to need, actually, to get the ability to use Cut, like I talked about earlier. And that will help us progress through the game. Is in Vermilion City. That'll be our next city. Because right now we're in Cerulean City. All the cities are colors. That's why your starting town is called Palette Town. Isn't that clever? They're all just beautiful color names. I can't stand fancy dues. Thanks, Bill. You really are that dude. So now that we have our SS ticket, we can progress through the game. We can actually skip Misty for now if we really want to, but we don't want to. We want to go ahead and fight her while we're over here. We just kind of go through this little area that sneaks past all those trainers on Nugget Bridge, which is great, because this officer was blocking that door, and that's kind of how you go to the next town. But once you visit Bill, she moves. Just classic little things in your way, kind of railroading you to the right spot, which a lot of people complain about, and a lot of people really love their like open world vibe in video games. They want to really be able to go wherever, and I don't know if it's just the way my brain works or just the fact that I grew up playing so many games that weren't that. I really like a nice linear structure where you kind of like do one thing, it leads to another, and it takes you on kind of like the same journey every time. I really enjoy that. But what makes Pokemon so great is that you can go on that same journey every time, but you have kind of new friends with you every time, which is super wholesome and happy. Love this music. So here we are in Misty's gym. It's full of water, of course, because she's a water-type trainer. Got some swimmers going on. So I think we're approaching 45 minutes here. I think we're going to go ahead and fight these swimmers and then see if we can beat Misty. And then we'll probably call it from there. I feel like getting through Nugget Bridge and getting through Misty will be great. I would love if Keith Angel could beat this Horsey on its own, but I don't think it's going to be able to. So let's move out to Hanky Panky. There we go. Horsey, I feel like, is a pretty underrated Pokemon. I love Horsey. And I love encountering it in this gym. Let's see. Shelder. Shelder kind of has some high defense. Let's go into Wife. And as you can see, it has some high defense because it is basically just a shell. And it can just hide in there. Shelder actually evolves into the Ice-type Cloyster, which can be very bad for grass types because ice is good against grass, which makes sense because all those plants die in the winter, don't they? Alright, so we have one more trainer. We'll get a nice heal, and then we'll give Misty a go. Goldeen is a Pokemon that Misty has in the anime, which I enjoy. Well, let's see if Magikarp can at least get... Nice critical hit! Alright, I'll get you out of there, because you just got... leered. I actually think Goldeen has the move Wrap, Peck, if I'm not mistaken. And holy lord, that did so much. Yes, and that's a flying type move, which is bad for a grass type, so I just killed my wife. So let's see if Pikachu can clean up this mess. I'm a little bit underleveled, but again, water conducts electricity, as the anime would remind you 100,000 times. Nice. All right. There we go. Yeah, I try not to use speed up too much, but when we kind of get to some of those tedious things like walking back to the Pokemon Center, we'll do that. We'll do that. Okay, so here is Misty. She has two Pokemon that we will see. They're very famous anime Pokemon, but this was her team in the original Red and Blue and Red and Green. Her ace Pokemon is one of the best Pokemon in the game. So we'll see what we can do against it. Alright. I think I just saved my game, but let me just do it again just to be safe. And we'll get this amazing music once more. What's your policy on Pokemon? Mine is, what is your approach? My policy is an all-out offensive with Water-type Pokemon, which is not true. That's not really what she does, but she does say it. Yeah. Great every time. Literally just for those first, 10 seconds or so of that song, I must just stop and appreciate. So she has a Staryu. It's a cool little starfish guy that's kind of maybe, vaguely an alien. It's really cool. And her second Pokemon is actually Staryu's evolution. I know Keith Angel's not going to be able to win here. I'm just going to see how many tackles I can get in. And Staryu actually raised its defense, so it's going to do even less. Yeah, Magikarp is deeply terrible. And Water Gun, that is a move with the same type attack bonus. But I decided to use Karate Chop here because even though it raised its defense, that critical hit can bypass that. So it's actually doing a good amount of damage. See, there we go. Alright, so then finally her ace is Starmie, the evolution of Staryu. And Starmie is... losing my mind. Starmie is actually part Psychic type. It is a Water Psychic type, which for later in the game is really, really good. Really, really good. But lucky for us, it used Harden, which doesn't really help it much. And secondly, lucky for us, it doesn't have any Psychic moves in this fight. However, it does have Bubble Beam, and Bubble Beam at this point in the game is pretty scary. Oh no, that's terrible. Hopefully we can live this. Just cross your fingers. Yes. Come on. Good. All right. So from here, we're going to get into Bellsprout, and we're going to try to get off as many Vine Whips as we can before Starmie wakes up and kills us. Oh, X defend. That's lucky. I don't mind that. Yeah, Misty's really into raising her defense, which, again, is not what she says when she talks to you. She's just like, I'm an all-out offensive trainer. And I'm like, well, tell that to what you do. But we're getting pretty good sleep luck here, so I think we're going to be able to pull this out, gang. I don't want to speak too soon, but I think we might have this. Because even on this turn, if it wakes up, it won't be able to attack. See? Just like that. And my wife, sorry, had to do it once, comes up with the victory against Starmie. There it is. First try victory on Misty, once again. Cascade badge, which I always thought was a very fun name for her water-type badge. Thank you. And this is Bubble Beam, which is a really cool move. I think as soon as Magikarp evolves, we should be able to teach our Gyarados Bubble Beam, and that'll be really sick. Thanks, Misty. I think we'll probably call it here for today. This was super fun. Thank you for joining me today, and thank you for joining me on this journey. I am really, really loving showing off this game and talking about my love of games. I'll say that a million times. And I will see y'all next time. Thank you so very much.